Do you really have anything left? Well, there's no participatory function inside of this meeting. I thank you all for letting me be here. I'm going to read poems that spin around in a book, and it's going to make me look really silly when I do it. I'm going to read one poem that isn't like that to start. This is called The Parliament of Reality. The Parliament of Reality. There's a sculpture on the campus of Bard College, where I've been, called The Parliament of Reality. It's the worst title of anything that's ever been titled. But I thought, well, what kind of poem would I write if I put the title The Parliament of Reality underneath the poem? Oh, shit. Above the poem. Above the poem that had not yet been written. I flew in today this morning. All right. The Parliament of Reality. The Parliament of Reality. Padre camouflage renders the top ambiguous, which is awesome. But it's hard to dial in on the awesomeness of that extra layer of enclosure. May I have a sip of your cigarette, asleep, in all my clothes, crying uselessly as your singularity apologizes for and preserves our long way around to an open, muted, slightly flittering love. Loitering is a primary talent, reflamed as needed between coming tensions. I don't want the references. I want to be irritated and freaked out, uneven in the fur, away from live wave domains, pushed up hard against this or that delicately figured boulder, a sprained delicacy absorbing biogenetic prepositions masked as populated frequency, the illusion of daily non-acknowledgement. Insomniac is a fool failing to order a proper structure of bloodletting. See those birds measuring any available appearances? They're poised to join local gyms and, space begetting such mild dissolution, localize their bitching wings. Does this sound all right? In the drone, the forensic archival feast, magnanimous, hemorrhoid, triumphal, overly present, joy a mask, eco a mask, or hepatitic imagination of used Elon beget sentiment to be officious, a thing to be done, dynotopic, fever balloon, sausage rye, interview to the screws, static, wonder alarmed, vagrant meh, having no memories in museums, used words, annex, light, micropigment, loans, apprentice. There goes scale again, ape on fly in space. We're here, so little's known, to a maybe's delight. My apple pie kicks ass, wanting all gift-giving to come down on socks, plus giving up planning to take over a world, nearby a slice for $1, govern worn adages this side of, it's not that you didn't pay your fucking bill, and so less of what today is self-evident today being, put that name away, so many more people than today. There goes scale again, ape on fly in space. In a nesting sign preparing body for a series of nationalized trilobitulations, delete LeBron's a trending song, he takes its space as a central factoid of bringing talents to bear projective markets. Conceptually speaking, I stink of pianos, in pianos, motivations of contention, a glimpse as things go, owl or etc., baby or etc., imitation quack to our left. In the middle of a gone way, being the middle of a restricted area in a nesting sign, preparing body for a series. bouncing on this big blue ball to quell colic at its misconception. That anaconda just wants hugs from J-Lo and Ice Cube, mustn't urge encore. Truly, it's astute to yell at every body at times. It's the impulse's problem pole, secret grade, Lober arrested. I divest and divest, looking for Melmoth or a quarter. The baby takes its time, stamping duration, spit up recognitions, no article nor attack of fragility, reading vanishing points, bouncing on this big blue ball to quell colic at its misconception. Matters of babied space as to lichen, the concept must be graspable at the outset, or verily most outsized as gasps. Freight the speech, I have channels, obsific speedjets, decision to be gone to the queen musical dimension, colored, unwilling, or in fact uncornered. The issue is not credible. You daydream a nation of you, thinking intervention, thinking intervention, thinking intervention. Matters of babied space, as to lichen, the concept must be graspable at the outset, or verily most outsized as gasps. O stork mid-window, Roosevelt to follow, prefab gun poke, the big maples smaller still. Is it love or it was? And that pink slip I can now swallow whole. 99-cent mandarin, black and red star, handsome tear tumbled jasper, thick squid eye, moon hand. Tilted trees, sorry for working that other job I sent down in notes. Tucked into your wish list, stagger indoors, imprecise halter wrappings, wolf down, sweet milk, April, exurban, sleep all day, full, pale, and crushed on, O stork mid-window. I was a fossilized lightning bolt, as shit the magnanimous bed. The outer mouths, not exactly months or moths, schlocking, deliberately, synth-based, cruel summer style, promises the lingo to lie at least once per message, for the sake of the short leash, among other fevers needlessly treated. We see you rocking out in your with it budget battles. It all leaks in, and on the next lap, all the gongs get robbed. I was a fossilized lightning bolt. I shit the magnanimous bed. That goes out to everybody who's ever worked in admin. Any old abyss's backdoor politesse, some job contingency who became to old blah. Any old abyss's backdoor politesse, some job contingency who became too old to be angry, you guess, gradating millionaire shoes beheaded by color, color and color, inskirts of stress, knows to fuck this light, the middle and distance of reaction to fronted republics of realty, impractically speaking, an inside of well-schooled outsiders of videos who herded by leaps, transfoliated appropriate, speaking incessantly behind any old abyss's backdoor politesse. As we squeeze a bin of life out of a few seconds of your, oh you, didactic prig, pity the poor reptiles, the old meanness of magnificent feeling, the fuck all y'all part of community politics, the bouts of speech aiming the growth in a canless rickshaw, the puny wide-eyed ones, and so I lasciviously fantasized about a holiday in convention. Any old convention will do. Famed Hitchcock actor dies as we squeeze a bin of life out of a few seconds. On that surface, rifling through hands, bottle aims its plastic contention past article dip, bounty finagle, a shunned polite elongated mess of the familiar killing lanes. Mariposa blends back a sleek scorned doily, misfried of four, seen faces facing in scamp attack of the future of materials, edges cotton beneath, weighted with news missed by pics, and apron lines of practice balloon presence. Between her own face and a sense of I lose purchase on that surface, rifling through hands. I'm supposed to get it. Insert qualifications to extend. She searched Oh my God. We said search, oh my God, and the lists got weirder. The no ships of no space for broadening. Insert money to begin. If you can go gnome, 3-point record set in front of your parquet face, 30 munchkin and poetically fucked off as habitat, some musics to honor by transforming them as the ear suckles tone and fear. I get it now. I'm supposed to get it. But poet has been feeling especially undisciplined lately. Lack of weed, one culprit. Indulgence of fantasy baseball, fantasy conflict, fantasy death, typically useful. Did Morrissey just sing of getting killed by a giant deviled egg? Spine hanging out? If a deviled egg crashes into us, for humanity's constant election of stupid, like health has been an inspiration, he said. Poet shouldn't be blowing off writing to be writing. The poet has been feeling especially undisciplined lately. Are you dead? That's an issue. Finding all the times. How many yours you been in? What's a break from that? In the break there's little light, enough to break. What that's off remains, steering the no light. I was working out on it, broken loose, not like I saw myself. The tools are cheap, as in available, usable, looking up ineffable, which sounds what it means when sung with shit. You can give yourself back to yourself unless are you dead? That's an issue. These are like writing into a shape that tells you exactly what it's going to do, and then you have to try to say things while you're inside of it. And it all sounds really weird, but it sounds exactly like what you think you have to say. Sorry. I'm just going to read a couple more of these. A couple more of them. Thrown the face disintelligibly, that disembodied strip of flesh, hottingness sounding back, negatory obstery up as flapper app, topaz begets peridot, dig the solid arsenic green hovered above tongue by young hand. He gave at the orifice metal cleats for the hard concrete, substitute potions fight for ship freedoms, old news failing its blues, be the frame, I'm sorry, I hate the phone, when the snow gets clean my life gets ended, thrown the face disintelligibly. Say an inward command, undermined in the space appearing nightly, your ability to match deflections, helmet scattered stacks, lines as contours, shapes heard free from posterior dash or drizzle. She teaches herself punishment by way of self-removal. You fuck it up at the beginning. You fuck it up later and you have to go back to the beginning. Sorry. Say an inward command. Undermine in the space appearing nightly your ability to match deflections, helmet scattered stacks, lines as contours, shapes heard free from posterior dash or drizzle. She teaches herself punishment by way of self-removal from our presentable space. She plucks herself from the vicinity of costume now to remake her feeling. She's stubborn. She wants her own conversation, and she's right to fight off the brokers. Replace your with an article. Say an inward command. Undermine in the space appearing nightly your ability to match deflections, helmet scattered stacks, lines as contours, shapes heard free from posterior dash or drizzle. She teaches herself punishment by way of self-removal from our presentable space. She plucks herself from the vicinity of costume now to remake her feeling. She's stubborn. She wants her own conversation. And she's right to fight off the brokers.